Do you sometimes wonder if there's a deeper meaning behind the challenges you face? Today we're going to explore spiritual tests, what they are, why they matter, and how to recognize them before it's too late. Spiritual tests are experiences that push us to grow, learn, and evolve on a deeper level. They're not always easy to spot, but they play a crucial role in our personal development. These tests often come disguised as everyday challenges, relationship struggles, or moments of self-doubt. By learning to identify and navigate them, we can tap into incredible opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Let's start by understanding what spiritual tests really are. Think of them as life's pop quizzes, unexpected challenges that test our values, beliefs, and character. They're not meant to trip us up, but to help us become stronger, wiser, and more aligned with our true selves. These tests can take many forms, from small daily irritations to major life events. The key is learning to see them not as obstacles, but as chances to prove our spiritual mettle. One of the most common spiritual tests is the challenge of faith. This doesn't necessarily mean religious faith, but rather faith in ourselves, in the goodness of life, or in a higher purpose. When things get tough, it's easy to lose sight of what we believe in. Maybe you've worked hard towards a goal, only to face setback after setback. Or perhaps you've been kind and generous, but feel like the world isn't returning the favor. These moments test our conviction and ask us, will we stay true to our values even when it's difficult? To pass this test, we need to remember why we choose our beliefs in the first place. What evidence have we seen in our lives that supports them? How have they helped us in the past? By reconnecting with the foundations of our faith, whatever that means to us personally, we can find the strength to hold on to it during challenging times. Another crucial spiritual test involves overcoming fear and doubt. These twin forces can be paralyzing, keeping us stuck in place when we should be moving forward. Fear whispers that we're not good enough, that we'll fail if we try. Doubt makes us question our abilities, our decisions, and our worth. Together, they create a formidable barrier to our spiritual growth. To overcome this test, we need to build our spiritual confidence. This starts with recognizing that fear and doubt are normal human experiences. Having them doesn't make us weak or unspiritual. Instead of trying to eliminate these feelings, we can learn to act despite them. Start small. Face a minor fear each day. As you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges, your confidence will grow. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to move forward even when we're afraid. By consistently choosing courage over comfort, we strengthen our spiritual resolve and prove to ourselves that we're capable of more than we imagined. The test of patience is another spiritual challenge many of us face. In our fast-paced world, waiting can feel like torture. We want results now, answers immediately, and progress without delay. But spiritual growth often requires us to slow down, to trust in the timing of things beyond our control. This test asks us to develop a different relationship with time. Instead of seeing waiting as wasted time, we can view it as an opportunity for preparation and inner work. Use periods of waiting to reflect, to plan, to cultivate gratitude for what you already have. Practice mindfulness to stay present in the moment rather than constantly reaching for the future. Developing patience also means learning to trust in the process of life. Sometimes, what looks like a delay is actually perfect timing. By cultivating patience, we open ourselves up to possibilities we might have missed if things had happened on our preferred schedule. Dealing with loss and grief presents another profound spiritual test. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, a relationship, a job, or a dream, these experiences can shake us to our core. They challenge our understanding of life, fairness, and meaning. In the face of significant loss, it's natural to question our spiritual beliefs and wonder why we're facing such pain. This test calls us to find strength we didn't know we had. It asks us to keep our hearts open even when we're hurting. While there's no easy way through grief, we can approach it as a process of honoring what we've lost while slowly rebuilding our lives. This might mean creating new rituals, finding ways to keep cherished memories alive, or reaching out to others who understand our pain. Remember, Experiencing grief doesn't mean we're failing spiritually. It's a testament to our capacity to love and connect deeply. By allowing ourselves to feel our emotions fully while also seeking sources of comfort and hope, we can navigate this difficult test with grace and emerge with a deeper appreciation for life's preciousness. The power of forgiveness presents another critical spiritual test. Holding on to anger, resentment, and grudges can poison our inner world and block our spiritual growth. Yet truly forgiving others and ourselves can be incredibly challenging. This test asks us to let go of our right to be right, to release our grip on past hurts, and to choose peace over vindication. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior. Instead, it's about freeing ourselves from the burden of ongoing anger and hurt. Start by acknowledging your feelings about what happened. Then, try to see the situation from a wider perspective. What might have led the other person to act as they did? How has holding on to this hurt affected your life? Forgiving yourself can be even harder. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards and beat ourselves up for past mistakes. To pass this test, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend. Remember that making mistakes is part of being human. It's how we learn and grow. As we work on forgiveness, we may find that it's a process rather than a one-time event. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small steps forward. With practice, forgiveness becomes easier, and we free up enormous amounts of energy for positive growth. Staying true to your purpose is another spiritual test we all face. In a world full of distractions and competing demands, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters to us. This test challenges us to remember our deeper goals and values, even when easier or more tempting options present themselves. To navigate this test, we need to get clear on what our purpose really is. This doesn't have to be some grand, world-changing mission, although it could be. Your purpose might be to spread kindness, to create beauty, to help others, or to learn and grow. The key is identifying what gives your life meaning and fulfillment. Once you're clear on your purpose, the challenge becomes staying committed to it day by day. This might mean saying no to things that don't align with your values, even if they seem appealing on the surface. It could involve making time for practices that nourish your spirit, like meditation or creative pursuits, even when your schedule feels packed. Living with purpose doesn't mean every moment is serious or heavy. Joy, play, and rest are all important parts of a purposeful life. The test is in maintaining a connection to your deeper why, even as you engage with the everyday world. The test of compassion challenges us to extend kindness and understanding to others, even when it's difficult. This test often shows up in our interactions with people who frustrate, annoy, or hurt us. It asks us to look beyond surface behaviors to see the human being underneath, with all their struggles and pain. Practicing compassion doesn't mean being a doormat or accepting mistreatment. Instead, it's about approaching others with an open heart and a willingness to understand. When someone acts in a way that upsets us, can we pause to wonder what might be going on in their life? Can we respond with kindness, even if we need to set a boundary? Compassion also extends to ourselves. Often we're our own harshest critics. Learning to treat ourselves with the same kindness we'd offer a friend is a powerful spiritual practice. When you make a mistake or face a setback, try speaking to yourself as you would to someone you love. As we cultivate compassion, we may find that it gets easier with practice. What starts as a conscious effort can become a natural way of moving through the world, creating ripples of kindness wherever we go. Maintaining balance in a busy world presents another significant spiritual test. With so many demands on our time and attention, it's easy to let our spiritual practices slide. We might intend to meditate, pray, or reflect, but find ourselves constantly putting it off in favor of more pressing tasks. This test challenges us to make our spiritual growth a priority, even amidst the chaos of daily life. It's not about achieving perfect balance. That's rarely possible. Instead, it's about consistently returning to our center, our values, and our spiritual practices. One way to approach this test is to integrate spiritual awareness into our everyday activities. This might mean setting an intention for the day each morning, taking mindful breaths between tasks, or finding moments of gratitude throughout our day. By weaving spirituality into our regular routines, we make it a natural part of our lives rather than something separate we have to make time for. Another strategy is to start small. If you can't find an hour for meditation, can you find 5 minutes? If a daily practice feels overwhelming, can you commit to once a week? Remember, consistency matters more than duration. A few minutes of focused spiritual practice each day can have a profound impact over time. Recognizing signs and synchronicities is another important spiritual test. Life often communicates with us in subtle ways, but we need to be paying attention to notice. This test challenges us to stay open and aware, to look beyond the surface of our experiences for deeper meanings and connections. Signs might come in the form of repeated numbers, animal encounters, overheard conversations that seem oddly relevant to our current situation, or a gut feeling about a decision. Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences, events that seem to line up in a way that feels significant. To pass this test, we need to cultivate our intuition and learn to trust it. This doesn't mean abandoning logic or critical thinking. Instead, it's about finding a balance between our rational mind and our inner knowing. Pay attention to your hunches, your dreams, and the patterns you notice in your life. Keep a journal of signs and synchronicities you experience. Over time, you may start to see connections and meanings you missed at first. Remember, the goal isn't to obsess over every little thing as a potential sign. It's to remain open to guidance and to trust that life is communicating with you in ways beyond words. The importance of self-reflection presents another crucial spiritual test. In our externally focused world, it's easy to lose touch with our inner selves. We might be so busy doing that we forget to check in with our being. This test challenges us to make time for introspection, to regularly examine our thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Self-reflection isn't about harsh self-criticism. Instead, it's a compassionate practice of getting to know ourselves better. It involves asking questions like, what's truly important to me right now? Am I living in alignment with my values? What patterns do I notice in my behavior and relationships? One way to approach this test is to establish a regular practice of self-reflection. This might be through journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet time to check in with yourself. Try to approach this practice with curiosity rather than judgment. You're not trying to fix yourself, but to understand yourself better. As you develop your self-reflection practice, you may find that you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions in real time. This awareness can be powerful, allowing you to make more conscious choices about how you react to situations and interact with others. Remember, self-reflection is a skill that improves with practice. At first, you might find it challenging to sit with your thoughts or to dig deep into your motivations. That's okay. Start where you are and be patient with yourself. Over time, you'll likely find that self-reflection becomes not just easier, but a valuable tool for your spiritual growth. Let's recap the main points we've covered. We've looked at the challenges of faith, overcoming fear and doubt, developing patience, dealing with loss and grief, practicing forgiveness, staying true to our purpose, cultivating compassion, maintaining balance, recognizing signs and synchronicities, and the importance of self-reflection. Each of these tests presents an opportunity for growth and deepening our spiritual understanding. They're not easy, that's why they're tests. But by approaching them with awareness, courage, and compassion, we can navigate them successfully and emerge stronger and wiser. Spiritual growth isn't about achieving perfection, it's about continuous learning and evolution. Some days we'll pass these tests with flying colors, and other days we'll struggle. That's okay. What matters is that we keep showing up, keep trying, and keep opening ourselves to the lessons life has to offer. As you move forward from here, I encourage you to pay attention to the spiritual tests showing up in your life. Can you recognize them as opportunities rather than obstacles? Can you approach them with curiosity and openness, even when they're challenging? Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all facing these tests in our own ways. By sharing our experiences and supporting each other, we can create a community of growth and mutual encouragement. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of spiritual tests. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. If you have thoughts or experiences you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. And if you found value in this video, consider subscribing for more content on spiritual growth and personal development. Until next time, stay open to life's lessons, be kind to yourself, and trust in your ability to grow and evolve. The spiritual tests you face are shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Embrace the journey and know that you have the strength within you to face whatever challenges come your way.